Okay, this is our assignment for the serial print tutorial. So you can read it, the description. This is my video explanation. So what we want to do is we want to calculate the kind of thing we were talking about in calculus today, where we sum the first number of terms together. We're actually doing these two summations. So we're summing I squared from I equals 1 to n. And basically what we do is we're going to take 1 squared plus 2 squared plus 3 squared plus 4 squared plus 5 squared dot 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 dot. And we're going to first just do the first number, which is 1. Well, let's actually multiply these out. So you'll have 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, 5 squared is 25. And then we're going to add these. So for n equals 1, we get 1. For n equals 2, we get 1 plus 4, which is 5. For n equals 3, we get 1 plus 4 plus 5, which is 13 plus 1, that's 14. For n equals 4, we get 1 plus 4 plus 9 plus 16, which is 30, etc. Okay, so we want to do that one, and we also want to do the summation of I cubed from I equals 1 to n. So there we have 1 cubed plus 2 cubed plus 3 cubed plus 4 cubed plus 5 cubed plus dot 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 dot, like that. So 1 cubed is 1, 2 cubed is 8, 3 cubed is 27, 4 cubed is 64, 5 cubed is 125. So if we do the same thing, n equals 1, we get 1. N equals 2, we get 1 plus 8, which is 9. N equals 3, we get 1 plus 8 plus 27, which is going to be 36. We get n equals 4, which is going to be, get my calculator out for that, 1 plus 8 plus 27 plus 64. So that's 100, etc. Next one will be 100, we'll add 125 to that. Okay, so we want to generate a table that has that information. So let me just show you what the output's going to look like. So what I want you to do is to have it print out the summation of the square of the numbers from 1 to 1 is 1. So that's I equals 1 to n equals 1. It's just the first number 1. And then secondly, the summation of the cube of the numbers from 1 to 1 is 1. So that's the first. If we go back here to our thing, that's this number here, 1, and this number here, 1. The second one is going to be 5 and 9. Third one will be 14 and 30. It's 36. So if we go back to here, you'll see that 5 and 9, 14 and 36, 30 and 100. So what we're doing is through each part of the loop, we are incrementing a counter. So we are doing something like total, let me just go back here to, and I don't want to give you everything. What we're doing is, you'd set I equal to 1 to start with, and then you'd have like total for the squared. So you'll have a variable called total squared, maybe total cubed. You can decide what you want to call them. And you will, the total, you'll set these equal to 0 to start with, up at the beginning of the program. Both of these variables will be initialized in the programming. And you'll have I set equal to 1. So the total squared is the previous value, which is 0, plus I times I. And the total cubed will be equal to, it'll initially be 0, and the first one will be I times I times I. 1 squared, 1 cubed. Then you'll print this out. So you have your print commands. And then you'll update your counter. So then I becomes 2. And then you loop back here in the loop part of the program. And so it'll have its old value of total, which will be 1. And then you'll add the next one, which will be 2 squared, 2 cubed. That'll be added to it, and you'll update these variables, and then you'll print them out. And then you'll update it to I equals 3, and you loop around. And let's use a delay of 2 seconds so this thing doesn't. So we'll have a delay of, let's say 2,000 milliseconds. Now the other thing to do is in the loop part of the program, you want to just use variables. So that means variables for the numbers. Obviously, you're going to do that anyway. But you'll also need to have strings. If we go back to here, there are strings. The summation of the square of the numbers from, that's one string. Then you'll print out. Well, actually, from 1, this all stays the same. Summation of the square of the numbers from 1, 2, and then you'll print out the variable I. Then you'll print out the word is with spaces, and then you'll print out the totals. So these numbers are your totals, your total squared and your total cubed. And then when you get to the end of this, you'll do a print ln to start over a new line. And then you'll calculate your new summations, and you will print those out, and then you'll update I, and then you'll loop back to the beginning. So the only print ln command will be after you print this total cubed. Okay, so hopefully that's enough information to give you something a little challenging to do, but not so overwhelming.